Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play Sweet Home Alabama in the simplest way on acoustic guitar. It starts off with this really easy riff. Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my king, singing songs about the Southlands. I miss Alabama once again. I think it's a sin. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home. You know, that's made up of some chords that really easily fit together. Each one is just one finger away from the next, which is great if you're still practicing the chord transitions, or maybe when you try to add the strumming, everything kind of goes sideways. You know, this is awesome for fixing that. Super quick before I show you how to do this whole thing, if you haven't grabbed your copy of my free ebook, it's in the corner and there's a link down below. 100% free for all my subscribers, contains all the basics. And speaking of subscribers, if you have taken the time to subscribe to my channel, I sincerely thank you. And if you have not yet, please spend the couple seconds, take care of that right now. That way we can keep learning guitar together. We start off on a D chord, and we can actually play it in a super simple way, where our index finger is on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then our ring finger is on the 3rd fret of B. Just those two notes. And our ring finger is going to be in that spot the entire time. So as we switch to the other chords, it stays put, which is awesome for switching, right? We don't even have to look at our hand and we can make those switches. So we have our D chord, and you just have to remember your index is on the 2nd fret of the G string. You lift that up. Now we're going to put our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. That gives us a C add 9. And we'll take care of the strumming in a minute. Don't worry about that. We just want to get our fingers in the right spot right now. Then we have our middle finger, and we put it to the 3rd fret of the G string. So you just have to remember 3 spots. Putting your index there on the 2nd fret of G, and then your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. Let's just take a moment. We're going to strum them in a really gentle way. Don't worry if the strumming's not perfect at this point. For the D string, we start here on, for the D chord, we start on the D string right here, and we just do a little strum. Then we go to this C add 9, and my pick is on the A string now. You know, it's the same string that my middle finger is pressing, right? And we just do a little strum, and then I move my middle finger to the 3rd fret of the thickest string, and I strum that a little bit. And, you know, just get used to it, just switching through them like that. Could even count out loud going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you're good with these chords, we can add some strumming to it. And the strumming goes. So I'll start on the D chord. I'm picking the D string 2 times. And then I'm doing a stroke that goes through the D string, G, and B. But don't worry about, you know, just think about doing just a little strum. And I would say root, that's what that R means. Root, root, strum. You know, the root is the lowest note of that chord shape. So on D, root, root, strum. And it starts to sound like the song, you know? And as we switch chords, we only have to change the root. So on the C chord, the root is on the A string, just like we were, you know, talking about before. Root, root, strum. And then we switch to G, the root is on the thickest string. Root, root, strum. And as far as how many times to strum each chord, we do that 1 time on D, 1 time on C, and then 2 times on G. So I'm just going to go through that really slowly. 2, 3, 4, root, root, strum, switch, root, root, strum, switch, root, root, strum, root, root, strum, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And just just get used to doing that, over and over again. And one of the really cool parts about this tune is every section of the song, the verse, pre-chorus, chorus, they all use this exact chord progression over and over. So if you could play that, you can play through the entire song. Although on electric guitar, they do have some other cool stuff, which I do already teach in a more advanced version of this lesson, which I'll link in the corner. It shows you how to play the pre-chorus. And the chorus. And all that stuff boils down to these 3 chords. So even as a beginner, you can jam the entire tune from start to finish like that. There is one other part where it goes, Birmingham, they love the governor. Ooh-hoo. And for that part, we just do it like we normally do it. In Birmingham, they love the governor. But we only do G once. And then for boo-hoo, we go back to our C chord, boo, and then we put our middle finger 1 higher. So now it's on the D string at the 3rd fret. Hoo. And that's it. So boo-hoo, and that's it. Now, if you want to add one small thing to make it sound a little bit cooler, you can replace the strum with a little bit of picking for the D and C chord. So on our D chord, we go root, root, and then we pick the B string and the G string. Root, root. And you could do upstrokes for both of those. It feels pretty good, going down, down, up, up. And then we switch to C, root, root, and we go up, up on the same strings. And then for the G chord, same thing that we were doing before, just root, root, strum. And that makes it sound a little bit more like alive. And that's pretty much all for today. If you enjoyed learning guitar with me, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. That way you can keep up and, keep learning with me. I also have a complete beginner course, which goes through everything, taking you from absolute beginner to confident strummer. We learn all the fundamentals, we learn the blues, we learn all the stuff that you would want to know. So I'll put a link to that in the corner if you are interested. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.